Here's 3 truffles I found nearby that are interesting, and you can they're about the same price for what you see, but the quality is actually way different. If you look at the one, this is Lindor. That's the one that's going to be the best in my opinion. But the reason being is you cut it open in the middle, you look at it, and you compare the insides of all 3 of them. There's going to be a distinction between the good and the bad, or the good and the quick dry of these truffles, and you'll be able to tell what the difference is. I usually lean towards the Lindor. Most of the truffles I've gotten is Lindor. I've tried these other 2, but they don't seem to match the quality of Lindor. But I'm going to cut them open in half just so you can see. Here's an example of each one, and it's in its wrapper. There's the Lindor. There's the Sherwood brand. And here is the Sella brand. Now I'm going to cut them in half, and I can show you what they look like in the middle. Okay, here's the truffles cut and split to the best of my abilities. Here's the rundown. Right here is the Lindor, right here. The way you usually can tell that these are really good, or the quality is better than the other ones, is you can see the smoothness and how easy it was to split it in half. It's just smooth all around. Although it's been sitting out, it doesn't matter. It's still smooth. If it's kind of hard, which you'll see in a second, it'll show up differently. But this is Lindor. All the flavors of truffles that I've had from Lindor have pretty much ended up being the same kind of smoothie consistency. They were pretty good, and they melt in your mouth. They're really delicious. I had no complaints from any of the flavors. Now here is the Sherwood one. Now you can tell the difference between this one and this one is when I cut this one in half, it wasn't cut in half. There's no flaking off. It's smooth. This one, when I cut it in half, it flakes off into pieces, which I don't exactly know what the reasoning behind it is. There's a lot of videos that explain why this happens, but usually for me, I prefer it if it's like this versus this. This is more of a chunky piece truffle. And I mean, it tastes good, but it's nowhere near the quality of the Lindor. Lindor is actually very good for the price and for the quality they put out. Now this one I just picked up because I saw it with these other 2 over there. It's different because it's the one with the cherry in the center. Again, you can look at the chocolate. It was kind of tough to split in half correctly. And it is what it is. It is a liquid filled truffle, and it should be okay. But between these 2, I would pick the Lindor. It's much more consistent with what I assume would be a truffle, and the flavor and everything is always consistent across all the Lindor truffles. However, the Sherwood one, all the ones I've seen have pretty much look like this. So I don't know if they have better quality ones. I haven't looked. These were the only ones that I saw. But it might be worth looking into, seeing if they actually have something that's similar to the Lindor, to see if you can do a comparison of exact type to exact type. But I always thought that this was interesting.